And we welcome everyone tonight to the Redeemer University Gymnasium to kick off this OCAA basketball regular season. I'm Jared Meyer, and I will be giving you the commentary for this game tonight. Tonight we have your home team of the Redeemer Royals facing up against last year's provincial champion, the Mohawk Mountaineers. We have an early drive to the lane here. No foul call there. Mohawk comes down the other way. Your home team of the Redeemer Royals facing up against last year's provincial champion, Mohawk Mountaineers. There's an early drive to the lane here. We have the Mountaineers engaging in a sort of press, and it forces a turnover from the Royals there. It's number 7, Sophia Van Raalte, the first year for the Royals. Unable to make that pass to Vrugdenhill. We come down the other way. A drive to the lane for Mohawk. That ball swatted out of bounds by Van Raalte as well, making up for her turnover a second ago. And pass to the wing, inside. A drive to the lane, and that's good. It's the number 35, Kendra Oliver, starting off with the game with the bucket for the Mountaineers. And that's the second time in a row that the Mountaineers' full court press has caused a turnover for the Royals as they try and make their way to the other side of the court. Ball inbounded to Oliver again. It's a 3 by Drain, and rattles out. And Van Raalte has that rebound. And ball out of bounds, but tipped off of the Mohawk defender from Redeemer. It'll stay Redeemer ball on the sidelines. We have Sydney Lazenby here to inbounds. That ball's tipped again by Mohawk on the inbound pass, and there'll be another sideline inbound for Redeemer. Lazenby, the second-year guard out of Ancaster. Inbounds this into Van Raalte in the post. Couple fakes, up with the shot, and a foul on the shot will award her a trip to the free throw line. It's a chance to even the score here. And the first one is home from Van Raalte. And the second one is good as well. It's Griffin for the Mountaineers. It's Oliver now. He's given a little bit of space to take a jump shot, and does. A little top of the elbow jumper for Oliver is good. She has all 4 of Mohawk's points. Mohawk again trying to pressure Redeemer into a mistake as they cross the halfway line, but a few too many defenders around the Redeemer player, and foul called against Mohawk. That's their second team foul of the quarter. This will be Abigail Hoagland to inbound, the third-year forward from New Brunswick. This ball's coming all the way down the other end. Last touch was off Mohawk. Will still be Redeemer ball. This will give Mohawk another chance to set up their press that has given Redeemer a little bit of trouble so far. Good job from Lazenby to get away from her defender, but that pass is intercepted. Good read by Oliver on that interception. Now it's Griffin with the three-pointer. Catches the front of the rim and then the backboard, and Vrugdenhill has that rebound, gets it to Lazenby. She crosses half court. Drives on Oliver. Goes up for the layup, and that's blocked. It'll be Redeemer ball under the basket. This is Lazenby to inbound. 16 on the shot clock still. Ball to Vrugdenhill. She fakes a three. Gets it out to Hoagland. Van Ralty. 8 on the shot clock for Vrugdenhill, but a nice spin. And an easy layup off the backboard for Vrugdenhill. Ties this game at 4. Oliver given a little bit of space on the three-point line. And she has all of Mohawk's points still. 2 twos and a 3 for Kendra Oliver. The Royals still within 3 and a couple steals, that being her second in a short span. She's unable to convert on that transition layup. Lazenby with the rebound, tries to get it to Vrugdenhill. She is patient for Van Ralty, but looks like a travel is called as Van Ralty started her drive towards the rim. This Mohawk ball on the sideline. This is Griffin. Matched up with Redeemer's DeYoung. A pass to the wing. Drain swings it. A drive and a nice little floater is good for the number 2, Joanna Smith. That's her first bucket of the game, and the first for Mohawk that isn't from Kendra Oliver. Hoagland trapped at half court, able to get a pass off to Lazenby, who will think about a 3, but instead gives it to Vrugdenhill in the short corner. That did not fall, but Oliver outlets to Drain. She comes across half court. It's picked up by Lazenby. And that's a deep 3 from Joanna Smith on the wing for Mohawk. Puts the lead at 8 for the Mountaineers. This is DeYoung for the Royals. Shot came a little bit high off the backboard, but Hoagland with the rebound, unable to put that one home either. Smith corrals the rebound, and Oliver gives it to her point guard, Griffin. Another 3. A little bit of a heat check for the Mountaineers. See if they can keep their three-point shooting rolling. And that outlet pass is a little bit far ahead of Vrugdenhill. She can make do of it. And she's fouled on the attempted shot. And that'll be 2 free throws for the Royals again. Now, Redeemer was facing a little bit of struggles against Mohawk's press in the early moments of this game. They were keeping it close for a while, but that seems to have gotten away from them a little bit. Mohawks forced a lot of turnovers from that press. As long as they have the energy to keep it up, they probably will. Redeemer hasn't been able to get much going offensively, but they're still only a couple baskets away from a tie game. And Vrugdenhill knocks both of her free throws down. Royals still 100% from the line. Got Sydney Drain and the new substitute Vanessa Sophie. Or Sophie. Dish into the post. And a nice little open layup there. Tiffany Williams for the Mountaineers. That's another 2 to Mohawk. Double on Van Ralty, which leaves Lazenby open. She steps into a 3, high arcing, the front of the rim. And it's Mohawk's rebound. Oh, nice little wraparound pass. But Van Ralty is there with the rejection. That's her second. Great job defending the paint from Sophia Van Ralty of the Redeemer Royals. Inbound underneath the basket. That's Tiffany Williams, who just got her first bucket a moment ago now with another. Score now 16-6 for Mohawk. Redeemer getting a little bit more comfortable beating this Mohawk press. Vrugdenhill under the basket has a couple attempts at that one, and she earns herself another trip to the free throw line. That'll be the 4th foul on Mohawk. Still none on Redeemer this quarter. Of course, Mohawk having the lead, but giving up more fouls so far. But Redeemer still knocking down every single one of their free throws. They've had 6 of their 8 points from the free throw line. Another good feed inside to Tiffany Williams, but that one gets away from her and out of bounds. It's the pass by Vanessa Sophie again. And we'll have our first timeout of this game. Tonight's Redeemer Royals basketball game is proudly brought to you by Finn Pools, a proud sponsor of your Royals and the Make a Splash move of the game. For over 25 years, Finn Pools has been transforming backyards with custom designs, expert installations, and trusted maintenance, delivering top-quality products they stand behind. From concept to completion, they believe kindness matters and every project deserves excellence. Visit Finn Pools, that's FINNPOOLS.ca, to learn more or to start your next pool project today. Thank you to Finn Pools for supporting the Redeemer Royals. Now, Redeemer just hosted its last soccer home game of the season a couple days ago, with the women beating the visiting St. Lawrence Surge 8-0. And now that there are no more soccer home games, basketball seems to have picked up, and we look forward to the rest of this home opener and the rest of the season for the Royals. They're coming off a 4-12 record last season, hoping to improve on that, while this early season matchup, the first game of the season, is against last year's provincial champion, Mohawk, who went 11-5 during the regular season. Not necessarily the best record in the OCAA West, but during the course of the provincial championship, we're able to come away with top spot. And looks like this will be Redeemer's first foul of the game. Not a shooting foul, but we'll just give Mohawk the ball on their own baseline. Ball inbound to Sophie. She's guarded by Lazenby of the Royals. Gets it to the wing. Strain up top. Guarded by DeYoung. Spin. Kick out to the corner for Sophie, who drives left. Takes a little bit of contact and tries to lay that one up. A foul called. I believe it's on the ground, so there will be no free throws. It'll be Mohawk ball under the basket. Have Danielle Zondag getting her first action for the Royals in this game. She subs in during the stoppage of play. She's now guarding Sophie on the outside the three-point line, but we get it into Tiffany Williams, turning a little hook shot, catches the back of the rim and comes out. Van Raalte with a rebound, pushes down the left side of the floor, picks up her dribble, needs to find a pass, and does. That's Van Houwelingen she found. Ball now with DeYoung. Pass into Van Raalte, and she's fouled. That'll be Mohawk's 5th, which will send Redeemer to the free throw line. Whenever a team reaches 5 fouls in one quarter, it means every foul, no matter whether on the shot or not, sends the other team to the free throw line. Van Raalte will be the beneficiary of that. And that's Redeemer's first miss from the free throw line. She'll have another chance to knock one down and cut the lead to 7. None of those going down, but Vrugdenhill might be able to corral the rebound here. She is. Has it in the corner and throws it up top to Zoe DeYoung. Van Raalte at the top of the key. Layup no good. And Sophie has a rebound for the Mountaineers. She drives across half court. And turnover by Mohawk, or a steal by Redeemer, whichever way you can put it. Redeemer coming across half court now with DeYoung. Lobs it into Van Houwelingen in the corner. Now Van Raalte, who's got some space, takes that one in her stride and lays it up for 2. Ball into the corner now. A long 2 from Mohawk. Rebound. Williams. And that one comes up short. Maybe some contact on a... Or maybe some fingertips on that shot from Vrugdenhill or Vinralti in the post. I'm not sure, but either way, Redeemer has this one now. Vrugdenhill at the top of the three-point line. Trying to get the ball back off Vinralti. She's in the short corner now. Drives inside right. Picks up her dribble. Tries to lay it in. And draws another foul. I believe that's the third foul Talia Vrugdenhill has been able to draw in this first quarter. And because Redeemer's in the bonus, that means she will get to shoot 2 free throws. Vrugdenhill, the fourth-year forward, also playing for the Redeemer women's varsity soccer team, and was a goal scorer the other night in their 8-0 win at Hamilton Stadium. Now getting it done on the court as well here tonight, as I believe both of those fell for Talia Vrugdenhill. This is Sophie. And we've seen that a couple times, that little screen action, drive into the top of the key and a little right-handed wrap pass to Tiffany Williams, and they've made that work a couple times. The Royals will have to recognize that and not let Mohawk run rampant with that, but it also always seems to give Sophie a lot of space off that screen. But a great finish there by Danielle Zondag with the drive, taking some contact and putting that one home. No foul call, but the bucket is good. And the Mohawk lead almost only 4 now. Redeemer on a little bit of a run here. I believe it was 16-6, so Redeemer on an 8-2 run. The missed 3 by Griffin of the Mountaineers. Zoe DeYoung outlet to Talia Vrugdenhill. Vinralti posts up at the top of the key. Drives left. That one's off the backboard and no good. Vrugdenhill almost able to get that one from Sophie as she hits the deck, but keeps her dribble. Now with Dahai. Gave it up to Kate Ross in the corner. Now swings it over to Dahai again. Left-handed three-pointer from the corner is good. 21-14 now the score. We've got less than a minute left in this quarter now, and that post entry into Vinralti is tipped away, and that'll give Mohawk the ball. And Sophie wants to calm this down, but she sees Griffin on the far side. Little up fake from the three-point line. Contact made against her. That'll be a foul. She'll head to the free throw line with the chance to give Mohawk a 9-point lead. And the first free throw is good for Jenna Griffin. Or sorry, Joanna Smith. My apologies. Mohawk up 9. Picking up DeYoung at full court. Hoagland able to get that one. Drives into the lane. Runs right into Tiffany Williams, and we see Kendra Oliver coming the other way now. She scored Mohawk's first 7 points of this quarter and earned some rest during the middle of that quarter. Looks like we'll have a foul on Redeemer as Sophie drove past DeYoung. Only a 1 second difference between the shot clock and game clock now. Got 16 on the game clock, 15 on the shot clock for the Mountaineers. They've got pretty much all the time to make something happen. In this last possession, ball with Sophie. Leaves it off for Joanna Smith. Her layup doesn't make it to the rim. Might have been blocked partially, but that ball gets away from DeYoung, and Smith's able to pick it up, but not able to get the shot off before the end of the quarter. That will be the first quarter in the books. The score 23-14 for the Mountaineers. high-scoring first quarter, but definitely a game, or I guess a quarter of runs so far, with Mohawk getting to an early lead with their press turning over Redeemer a lot of times in the opening stages, but Redeemer went on a little bit of a run to close the gap, and then Mohawk finished strong as Redeemer started to commit a few more fouls. I think Mohawk had 5 fouls before Redeemer maybe even had 1, but Redeemer able to still finish the quarter with 4 fouls. But they only sit 9 back of the provincial champions after the first quarter. Should they be able to sharpen up their defense and get their offense going a little bit more, Redeemer could be back in this game. But at this moment, we'd like to thank, as Redeemer Royals, Wes Shilstra of Remax Escarpment Realty, the official sponsor of our final score updates this season. Wes is passionate about helping families find their place to call home. So whether you're buying or selling, trust experience and integrity, trust Wes Shilstra, Remax Escarpment Realty. Thank you, Wes, for your ongoing support of Redeemer Royals Athletics. And tonight, after the conclusion of this women's basketball game, we have our varsity men's basketball team also hosting Mohawk. That'll begin at 8 o'clock. Last year, Redeemer men's had a similar record to the women's team at 3-15, and Mohawk went 11-7 in the regular season. It would be another matchup against a top quality team for Redeemer at home to open up their season. But now we resume this game in the second quarter. Mohawk gets it underway with possession. This is Smith with a nice wraparound pass to Oliver. Guarded by Vrugdenhill in the post. But she gets that shot off and good. Facing a lot of pressure by Vrugdenhill. Still able to get that one to go. This is Van Houwelingen now to DeYoung. Guarded by Sophie. Almost the double comes. Almost leaves Van Houwelingen open in the 3 for a moment. She takes that 3, but did not fall. Smith with the fake and the one-legged step through jump shot off the pump fake of the 3-point line. That was some nifty skill, but that did not fall either. But a nice skill to have in your back pocket. And that's a 3-pointer. That's good for Sydney Lazenby. That's Redeemer's first 3-pointer of the game, I believe. Tiffany Williams. Screen for Oliver. Zondag's almost able to get that one, but Oliver takes a jump shot, and I don't know if Oliver's only missed a couple shots tonight. Most of hers have gone down, and that one's the same. Puts the lead back to 10 for the Mountaineers. Lazenby with the screen from DeYoung. Picks up her dribble and is in a little bit of trouble. Has to find a pass. Throws that one into shark-infested waters. And Van Houwelingen comes down with the ball and is fouled. Bailed Redeemer out of that situation a little bit. They get the foul call and will keep possession. It's the Mountaineers now coming down the other way. Spin move in the post. A little hook shot comes off both sides of the rim. It's loose, but Lazenby comes away with this one. Comes across half court. Gives it up to Zongdag. She launches a 3. That's off the right side of the rim, and Oliver has that rebound. She's been a dominant force early in this game. Couple steals, lots of points. We've got a 3 from Mohawk. That comes off left side of the rim and will trickle out of bounds for Redeemer's inbound on their own baseline. Still a 10-point lead for Mohawk early in this second quarter. They've decided to sit back a little bit as opposed to doing maybe a three-quarter court press for most of the first quarter, but Redeemer still facing lots of pressure from Mohawk defense. But Van Raalte now in the post picks up her dribble and drives. That was incredibly tough from Sophia Van Raalte. Great finish. It's cut the lead to 8. That's been an option that Redeemer's been going to all game so far, is to hit Van Raalte at the top of the key and let her spin one way and drive to the hoop, and she's been successful at that, but Redeemer gives up a bucket on the other end, cutting the lead back to 9. They're going to have to quit trading buckets if they want to take a chunk out of this lead. It's DeYoung now. Trying to get past Griffin, but she's defended well. Dribble picked up, but a good cut from Van Raalte. Excellent awareness there from Sophia Van Raalte to know that her point guard did not have her dribble and needed to give the ball up, and made a great back cut to get open and put the layup home. A pass into the post for Oliver. She takes that one in stride and gets it home. I wish I had the points tallies of these players in front of me, because we've had a couple players on each team who have been having a fantastic offensive night, as well, with each some blocks. I believe Kendra Oliver and Sophia Van Raalte each contributing lots of points and a couple blocks, and we have another 3 from Sydney Lazenby now. Sydney Drain now driving to the lane. She thought there would be someone in the corner, and had there been someone there, it would have been a great pass and maybe an open 3, but there was not. Ball into DeYoung. She's being forced left. That outlet pass to Zondag is tipped out of bounds by Sydney Drain, a former member of Redeemer Royals varsity basketball program, now playing for Mohawk. Van Houwelingen comes over to inbound this one. Tries to find Lazenby in the corner, feed the hot hand, but she doesn't have enough space to get a three-pointer shot off. DeYoung has to pick up her dribble and finds Van Raalte again. Now to Zondag. DeYoung has a 3 open, almost banks that one. It's off the rim a couple times and falls to Oliver. Gets it up the court to Drain. Now to Guanzon. Gives it up and cuts. She was open but did not get the return ball. It's Oliver with a three-pointer. She doesn't get that one to go. Zondag now with the rebounds. And DeYoung picked up at three-quarter court by Joanna Smith. And that'll be a blocking foul on Jenna Griffin. She might have thought that was a charge. Thought she had her feet set and took a lot of contact from Zondag on, or sorry, not Zondag, DeYoung. But possession still with Redeemer on the sideline. Got DeYoung in the corner. Can she get a 3 off? Yes. It's unfortunately not where she wanted it. Now defending Griffin. Not Griffin, Smith. Joanna Smith. Keep getting those two mixed up. This is Guanzon now driving right. Kicks it back out to Oliver. Up fake. Gets Van Raalte to bite. Drives to the lane and puts it home. Easy work for Kendra Oliver there, showing off why a shot fake can be your best weapon. Pass from Lazenby now into the cutting Van Raalte. She takes down with her right hand. That's another basket for Sophia Van Raalte. We have a timeout called by Mohawk here. Redeemer putting a decent dent in this lead, cutting the lead to 7 now. With consistent pressure, we've seen a lot of baskets from Sophia Van Raalte, making work out of either catching the ball in the high post and turning, or back cutting, or these last two baskets for her have been just when someone gets an entry pass, she's aware and she's cutting to the rim and has been open and She's been a big reason that Redeemer has been able to lessen this Mohawk lead. A little bit of the half-court offense could still be developing for Redeemer, but that was good work there to get the ball into the low post and then have people coming from the top of the three-point line. And we have ourselves a close game here still. Redeemer giving the reigning provincial champions a run for their money in this first half. Staying out of foul trouble as well. Redeemer only having 4 fouls in the first quarter, all pretty much at the very end of it. And still halfway through this quarter, not a personal foul called against the Royals. The Royals probably have a little bit of a smaller squad than most in terms of numbers. Only 10 players listed on their roster currently. So they need everyone they can get to stay out of foul trouble. And so far, they have done so very well. Ball in play now. Sydney Drain over to Sophie. She drives, is met by Van Raalte, and that's a good defensive stance from Van Raalte. Gets the block on that one. This is Griffin now who drives. That one just came off the backboard a little bit hard, but offensive rebound from Williams, and that's put home. And a foul against Mohawk in the corner on Redeemer. Mohawk not liking a couple of these calls. Or will it have gone? No, foul on Mohawk, yes. It's very important for Redeemer to win the foul game if they can. If they can continue to get Mohawk to commit fouls on them and either get trips to the free-point line late in the quarter. Oh, we'll have to take care of the ball, though. Sydney Drain's able to pick that one up. And Lazenby thought she went straight up and made no contact. She's in disbelief about that one, but it'll be Redeemer's first team foul of the quarter. Stepping over to block the open layup that Sydney Drain had, but she's called on the foul. And Lazenby will take a break on the bench for a moment. Drain with her first free throw. Hits front rim, then the backboard, and falls in. And the second is short. We'll have Redeemer ball on their own baseline. But before that, we'll have a timeout from Redeemer. Seems like we've settled into this game a little bit more now. Mohawk having taken off their press, but still exerting a lot of defensive pressure on Redeemer. Redeemer not opting to go with their own press, as maybe only will be introduced late in the game if they're behind and need more possessions than they might get otherwise. But for now, we still only have a 10-point difference between these two teams. Just over 4 minutes left in this second quarter. Redeemer has almost scored as many points just over halfway through this quarter as they did in the entire first, so that's a good sign for their offense. Mohawk about on pace for what they scored in the first quarter. Redeemer's got to get this ball in. That inbound pass is over the head of the intended recipient, and that'll be Mohawk ball. This will be Selena Chung to inbounds. Ball enters to Williams in the post, working against Vrugdenhill. She has a cutter in Sophie, but that's blocked by Zondag. Great defensive work from Danielle Zondag following the cut and able to get a full hand on that one. She now has the ball working against Sophie, who she just blocked a moment ago. DeYoung into Vrugdenhill. Cuts towards the basket. Vrugdenhill opts not to give the pass. Spinning, falling away. Little hook shot. Very close to falling, but catches the back rim. It's now Chung down the left-hand side. And some contact on her layup attempt, and that'll be a trip to the free throw line for Selena Chung. The foul on Van Raalte of the Royals. We have Abigail Hoagland coming into the game again for Danielle Zondag. And that one goes home for Chung. Mohawk putting their press on a little bit now, maybe after made free throws, but I'm trying to widen the lead a little bit and get some easy possessions, and they've turned Redeemer over again. Now this is Williams cutting to the basket, and she gets that layup to go. Mohawk will keep their press on. Redeemer will have to figure out how to beat this. And is that a step out of bounds from Redeemer, I believe? Give the ball right back to Mohawk. There's a couple turnovers that can easily let the ball game get away from you. Now the lead 14 for Mohawk. They've scored 4 points in quick succession now. Almost a successful attempt at a double from DeYoung, but she makes some contact on Williams. That'll be Redeemer's third team foul of the quarter. This is Sophie. Drives right, gets a touch in the paint. Trying to find Williams. Squares up, takes a jump shot over Rugdenhill. That doesn't fall. But Sophie's there to crash the offensive rebound and makes contact with Rugdenhill and draws another foul. That's 3 fouls that Mohawk has drawn in very, very short amount of time. We're even now having more team fouls than the Mountaineers. And now Mohawk will bring some of their starters back in. Baseline out of bounds for Mohawk. Oliver with the jump shot. Misses, and Van Raalte will gather that one. She has Rugdenhill in space. She can make this one over Joanna Smith, but it's a charge called against Talia Rugdenhill. It looked to me like she slowed down and didn't make much contact, but I guess Joanna Smith had her feet set and took the contact square and got the foul call. That'll be Redeemer's 15th foul, and any foul now that Redeemer commits will be a trip to the line for Mohawk. It's Oliver who hands off to Vanessa Sophie. And now to Dahawi. To Smith. Drives right, forces up a shot. Hits rim and doesn't go. Hoagland now to the point guard, DeYoung. It's picked up by Vanessa Sophie. But a foul called against Mohawk on Sophie. And 2.5 minutes left in this second quarter. Van Houwelingen needing someone to inbound it to. She finds Hoagland, and a good pass to Van Raalte, who's cutting. She's quickly met by 3 defenders, but is able to get the ball to Rugdenhill. Drives, takes a nice little float shot, and gets it to fall. It's now 40-28 the score. The lead 12 for Mohawk. It was a very lopsided few minutes in possession there for Mohawk and Redeemer. Mohawk having a lot of the momentum, but Redeemer's still not going away. And if we didn't have a foul call, which we don't, then that will be a travel against Mohawk. We'll give the ball back to Redeemer. That's Guanzon coming back into the game. Subbing out Dahai. It's Van Houwelingen. Back to Van Ralsey, who comes across half. Driving left and picks up her dribble. Hoagland driving left, baseline. Spins inside. Backs into the post, right-handed shot. Off the backboard and then the rim, no good. It's Oliver with the rebounds. Guanzon up top to Kendra Oliver. That one catches back rim. See if Redeemer can cut this lead to single digits before the halftime. The whistle will blow. It's a good way to start. Hoagland with a good cut to the lane. And the foul on that one. Abigail Hoagland with the made layup and was fouled on the play. She'll get a chance to have the extra point. Nice and one layup for Redeemer. Always a good piece of momentum to get excited about and build off of. And that one is good. Extra free throw made by Abigail Hoagland. Griffin kicks out to Oliver, driving against Rugdenhill. Little step back jumper from the short corner, doesn't fall, rattles around. And we have a jump ball on the ensuing rebounds. We'll go Redeemer's way. DeYoung driving, gives it up to Rugdenhill with a left-handed layup. And it is a charge on the play. I thought that might have been in the restricted area. Looks like Rugdenhill had made a lot of progress into the paint at that point. It was called a charge against Redeemer. A referee discussing it with his assistant referee to see whether they agree on that call. Don't know whether there's the possibility of that being reversed, I suppose. Looks like that call may have been reversed. Whether it'll be 2 shots, I'm not sure. I saw the referee hold up 2 fingers there. I don't know whether he had awarded 2 free throws or whether the basket will count and we'll have an extra free throw for Rugdenhill there. We will soon see, but both teams given a moment to talk through some strategy before the halftime. Both teams sitting at 5 team fouls. Not a lot of time to take advantage of that foul tally, but still a little bit if they can get some drives into the lane. The lead currently 40-33 for the visiting Mohawk Mountaineers. Redeemer putting a very, very good effort up this quarter, despite they've had, I believe, a larger share of the turnovers, but they've been able to be pretty disciplined on the defensive end in terms of fouls, but definitely need to take care of the ball a little bit better. But Redeemer will be heading back into their own ends. It won't be Redeemer ball. It looks like Redeemer had, or the Redeemer bench had celebrated a little bit when the referee made the eventual call after discussing with the other referee, but doesn't look like this result would have garnered much celebration from the Redeemer bench, as we just have Mohawk ball. Or maybe the foul counted. I wasn't looking at the score, but they might have put that one on the scoreboard for Rugdenhill and just given Mohawk the ball on the sideline. I'm not sure. But now we have a foul against Redeemer here. We'll have Guanzon at the line for 2. With 38 seconds left. And Guanzon puts her second shot through. Put Mohawk's score at 41, Redeemer 33. We've got just a couple possessions left in this game. DeYoung able to keep hold of that one. Now Vinralti trying to drive baseline. She can keep her feet inbound. Does. It's Vrugdenhill now at the top, driving on Oliver. Van Houwelingen shoots a three, and that is nothing but net from Van Houwelingen. Huge celebrations coming from the Redeemer bench. I believe that was coming towards the end of the shot clock for Redeemer. They had to get that one off, and Van Houwelingen beats the shot clock buzzer. Still 10 seconds left of defense for the Royals to play here. But a great note to end on there if they can stop Mohawk from scoring on this possession. Redeemer sitting back in half court. This is Griffin driving left. And Joanna Smith driving into the lane, takes a right-handed layup, no foul. A rebound from Vrugdenhill. Hoagland now. And DeYoung gets it off the three-pointer at the end of the half, but does not fall for the Royals as we reach halftime. 41 the score for the visiting Mohawk Mountaineers and 36 for the Redeemer Royals. I believe the Royals are going to be pretty happy with that going into halftime, considering if this Mohawk team is any shell of what it was last year as the provincial champions. To have them within 5 in your home gym is a good place to be. With Redeemer definitely playing a pretty good first half. They kind of came into their own in the second quarter, but with still the opportunity to improve on more throughout the rest of the game and halftime to discuss it over now. I believe the Redeemer Wibben sit in a good place to make a charge at this game in the second half. We will take about a 15-minute break, and we will see you for our second half of play shortly. And we now start our second half action in this OCAA season opener and home opener for the Redeemer Royals. At the half they trail by 5 to the visiting Mohawk Mountaineers, last year's provincial championships in the OCAA, but they start off hot with a three-pointer from the corner by Sydney Drain. And Mohawk engages in their press again as we start this half. Redeemer beats it with a good pass to Van Ralty, and now Lazenby in the corner had a good shooting first half from three-point range. Doesn't get that one to go. But Redeemer sits back, I guess now 8, but sat back 5 at the half. And Joanna Smith not able to get that layup to fall. Good pressure by Van Ralty. Leads to a miss. The lead 8 for Mohawk in this game currently. These two teams separated by a lot of wins in last year's regular season, but this competition has been fairly even so far. Mohawk still probably having the overall better performance so far, but Redeemer able to stick around. Drain again from 3. This one hits the back of the rim, and Vrugden Hill gets the rebounds. Lazenby to Vrugden Hill, who's at the top of the three-point line. Van Ralty looks for the ball in the high post. And some contact on the entry pass by Sydney Drain of the Mountaineers, and that'll be a foul on her. We've got a nice big crowd tonight in the stands. This home opener, the men's game to follow at 8 o'clock once this game is concluded. Also playing against the Mountaineers. Lazenby with an aggressive take. It doesn't fall. This is Smith in the corner. Tries to find Oliver with her little elbow jumper. That rims out. And DeYoung has it as she crosses half court. Guarded by Griffin. Tries to make that pass to the cutting Van Houweling, and it doesn't quite get far enough. And that'll be Mohawk ball on their own baseline. Jenna Griffin brought the ball up for Mohawk. Oliver now to Smith at the top of the three-point line. She looks for a 3. Her dribble's picked up. Griffin collects it off her, drives left. The pressure from Vrugden Hill allowed her to miss her layup, and a block on Oliver's follow-up. But she gets another attempt at that shot, and it falls before the shot clock expires. Another 2 points for Kendra Oliver. She's had a good game. Nice pass to the cutting Van Ralty. She kicks out for a DeYoung 3. Oh, that one's so close to falling. Not quite. Drain now with the ball. Pushing right-handed drive, kick to the corner for Smith. Dribbles off the line, attacks right, and her layup just comes off the front of the rim after it hit the backboard. Smith wanting possession, but Redeemer will keep it here. Almost 3 minutes gone in this quarter, and it's a 5-0 run for Mohawk so far. Good work by Van Ralty and DeYoung working off each other with the little give and goes. Van Houweling into Van Ralty. Turns. Goes up with the left. That one's off the backboard and rebound Mohawk. That's tipped on the pass by Vrugden Hill, but still makes it all the way to Smith. Now down to the short corner for Vanessa Sophie. Kicks out to Oliver. The extra pass to the corner for the wide open Drain. And some contact on the back from Joanna Smith on Zoe DeYoung there, and that'll be a foul against Mohawk. Their second of the quarter. Mohawk making a nice passing play there, finding a wide open Sydney Drain for 3, but she wasn't able to knock that one down. The lead still at 10 for the Mountaineers. Good work by Zoe DeYoung to keep herself away from Griffin's pressure. Ball back with DeYoung. Shot clock winding down. 5 now. Little step back jumper from DeYoung. A little short, catches the front rim. Rebound Kendra Oliver. She gets it forward to Griffin. Left-handed layup. Might have drawn some contact from Vrogdenhill, but looked like she was planted and no foul called. Lazenby comes the other way now, spinning. Poked away from her by Vanessa Sophie. She has Griffin. Gives it to Chung on the wing. Now to Williams. Oliver calling for it under the basket. Comes back to Williams at the top of the three-point line. Sophie now. Swings it to wide open Griffin. That three-pointer hits the front of the rim, and good rebound from Vrogdenhill. Had Mohawk players on either side of her, but still able to come down with that one. We're now almost halfway through this third quarter. This is going by quite fast. Not a lot of stoppages in play, just good end-to-end basketball, but Royals still need to put a score on the board this quarter. They haven't had a basket yet. Looks like we have a foul on that play as Hoagland was spinning away from what would have been maybe a jump ball if they'd been able to hold on for a second longer, but a foul committed by Mohawk on Abigail Hoagland, and this will be an inbound pass for Redeemer under the Mohawk basket. Got Ross and Guanzon coming into the game for Mohawk. Inbound pass to Vrogdenhill. Now to Hoagland. Has Lazenby coming off a screen, but can't find her. She'll take this into the post herself. A little right-handed hook shot is a little strong. But she gets the offensive rebound again and will draw another foul. Mohawk not happy about that one. But it looks like some contact on the arm, a little bit of a hold. And that'll be Mohawk's 4th team foul. And Redeemer having 0. That's how the first 2 quarters went as well, with Mohawk getting a large amount of team fouls early on in the quarter and Redeemer having not many at all. That's one thing that's been able to help Redeemer keep this game close. The other has been fantastic layups like that. This time coming from Sydney Lazenby. But Mohawk right back the other way. Oliver trying to make her way into the post. Kick out to Chung. Drives right. Meets Vrogdenhill in the restricted area. It looks like it'll be maybe a little bit of a shove from behind by Van Houwelingen as Chung was going up for that layup, and there'll be 2 free throws for the Mohawk forward. And the first is good. And the second as well for Selena Chung. Hoagland tries to find Van Houwelingen, who's quickly doubled but gets the ball off. DeYoung drives inside, gives it up to Hoagland. Drives left. Back to DeYoung at the top of the three-point line, drives right. Vrogdenhill at the wing. Oh, follow-up by Van Houwelingen, getting the loose ball and laying that one home with the left hand. Good anticipation and getting to the open ball by Ava Van Houwelingen, and she picks up 2 points. Cuts the Mohawk lead to 8. Redeemer still staying in this game. And on Oliver's shot in the paint there was a foul committed by Redeemer, and she'll have 2 free throws. First team foul on Redeemer this quarter. And the first of 2 is good for Kendra Oliver. Second one, not so much. Hoagland has this one now. Nice crossover to get away from Oliver, but that ball's poked away from her. And Kate Ross has this. A kick out to Oliver. She thinks about taking a 3. Gives it into the paint for Williams, who takes a little elbow jumper. That's back rim. Rebound Hoagland. DeYoung on this left side. Looking for Hoagland to clear out. Drives on Chung. Kicks it to Van Houwelingen. Takes a little bit of contact to the face there. But Oliver goes the other way, tries to make that, and has an open layup. Lead now 11 for Mohawk. Unsure of what happened to Ava Van Houwelingen on that play, but come down now the other end with Redeemer. Pass to Lazenby as she cuts through. That layup close to going. But Guan's on the other way. Now to Chung. Swing to the corner. Guanzon has it again. Tries a three. That's short. Vreugdenhil the rebound. 3 minutes now left in this quarter. We'll have a stoppage of play here. Some substitutes. Redeemer can draw one more foul for Mohawk. They could try and get to the line a few times before the quarter ends, but that's a giveaway. Should be an easy layup for Guanzon, and it is. It's now a 13-point lead for Mohawk. And that screen wasn't quite set in the right spot by Vreugdenhil, I believe. That'll be called on her as an illegal screen. The screen needed to be set at a little bit more square to the path of the defender, but kind of only caught part of her. Vreugdenhil will receive the foul for that one. It'll be the third team foul for Redeemer. Vanessa Sophie now initiating the offense, coming across this right side. Gives the ball up to Oliver. Drives right on Hoagland. Good contest from Hoagland still as Oliver takes the step back jumper, and that's been pretty automatic from her all game. Van Rolte with the screen for Lazenby to get to her left. Thought about a three, doesn't take it. DeYoung only having 8 seconds on the shot clock now. A screen from Van Rolte. We haven't seen maybe a lot of screens for the Royals yet. Gives up the ball to Van Rolte. The attempted entry pass is no good, and the shot clock will expire, giving Mohawk the ball back. DeYoung faced a lot of pressure at the end of that one, and her pass just wasn't able to get to Sophia Van Rolte to give the Royals a shot. We'll have to go on a little bit of a run of their own and get some stops here to stop Mohawk from running away with that. That's a good contest there to stop Oliver's basket, but it'll be an offensive rebound and a putback for Williams. Mohawk starting to pull away by the largest margin we've seen so far this game. Zondag almost pickpocketed, and her pass is blocked by Guanzon. She's able to retrieve this, it looks like, but Guanzon's on the ground to get it. That'll be a jump ball. And possession will land with Redeemer, I believe. Ball inbounded to Danielle Zondag. Into the corner now for Hoagland. She thinks about a three, but tries to find the entry pass into Lazenby. That wasn't really on. Drain kicks it over to Smith, who's in the paint now. Hook shot goes up and no good. Zondag now. Pressure on both sides of her. I think that was, yeah, off her foot. It'll be called a kickball, and it'll go the other way. The ball would have made it to her teammate had it been allowed to carry on, but a kickball from, an accidental kickball from Danielle Zondag, just trying to get the ball under control, gives possession to Mohawk. Van Houwelingen checks back into the game. Ball swung over the head of Smith into the crowd. That'll be a turnover for Mohawk. And a a timeout called by Redeemer. Nights at Redeemer, where we have home games, are a great place for students and family and members of the community to gather, and there's a lot of people who put a lot of effort into making these games happen. And another source we have to thank is those who contribute to our program, and we have to thank tonight's sponsor of this Redeemer Royals basketball game, Finn Pools, a proud sponsor of your Royals and the Make a Splash move of the game. For over 25 years, Finn Pools has been transforming backyards with custom designs, expert installations, and trusted maintenance, delivering top-quality products they stand behind. From concept to completion, they believe kindness matters and every project deserves excellence. Visit finnpools.ca, that's FINNPOOLS.ca, to learn more or to start your next pool project today. Thank you again to Finn Pools for supporting the Redeemer Royals. Got Lazenby with the inbound on the sideline here for the Royals. Van Howling in and rebounds by Williams. Guanzon back to Sophie now, who drives right. A little bit of a push off there, noticed by the referee, and that's called against Vanessa Sophie. Lazenby drives past Drain, kicks it to DeYoung, guarded by Griffin. Entry into Van Raalte. Drives right, gets past her defender. Oh, and that one just spins out. So close to that one dropping, and Van Raalte now called for a foul, making some contact as she tried to pursue the loose ball. Williams will take a moment. Hopefully she's all right. She looks good to continue. Just shaken up for a moment, but foul against Redeemer there. That'll be their fourth team foul. Griffin drives right. Defender not chasing her. That layup's no good. Follow-up's no good either. Chung again with the rebounds. Kicks it out to Griffin. Guanzon left, gets to the baseline. Puts that shot up, and it's a foul on Zondag on the attempt, and that'll be a trip to the free throw line. Puts both teams at 5 team fouls now. Only 16 seconds left in the quarter, so neither team will be able to make much use of that. And the second is good for Rachel Guanzon, the 4th year out of Guelph. Only 12 seconds now for Royals. They got to get a shot off soon. DeYoung guarded closely by Drain. Trying to find Lazenby. She'll have to put this one up. High arcing shot. And it catches the front of the rim. Does not go. And now the Royals trail by 19 at the end of this quarter. 59-40 the score. The Royals were hanging around at the start of that quarter, despite some turnovers, but they continue the trend of not committing many fouls, as Mohawk did commit quite a few in this quarter, but by the end of the quarter, Redeemer had just about caught up, and both teams had 5 team fouls. But Redeemer definitely showing that they're capable of sticking around, just small lapses of play that caused them to sit just out of reach of this one so far. The 20 points is a large mark to make up in the last quarter, especially when Mohawk has been averaging about 20 points per quarter. If Mohawk scores another 20 in the fourth, Redeemer will have to score as many as they've had in 3 quarters so far to just about tie the game. We'll have to limit Mohawk to very few points here in this fourth quarter, and I think that really will have to be taking care of the ball, not committing many turnovers, and giving the Mountaineers easy chances to go in transition, and also taking care of the offensive rebounds. The presence of Williams and Oliver for the Mountaineers has been very present, and the Royals have had a little bit of a tough time keeping track of all the defensive rebounds, and that's been a large source of points for Mohawk, so they'll have to keep that under control. But this will be an exciting fourth quarter between these two teams. Redeemer still putting up a great fight against the reigning provincial champions, but we'll see what can be done in this fourth quarter. And Mohawk kicks off this fourth quarter. Ball with Jenna Griffin. Sydney Drain on the wing, looks for Chung, the cutter. Williams now at the top of the three-point line. Guarded by Van Ralty, goes up. Van Ralty gets a piece of that one, able to keep that one out of the net. Redeemer ball now. Lazenby across half court, guarded by Griffin. Entry into Van Ralty. Lazenby now takes a three. It comes off the back rim, but Zondag crashing the offensive rebound gets that one, but looks like we'll have a jump ball under Mohawk's basket, and it will go the way of Redeemer. Good job from Danielle Zondag following up and getting her hands on the offensive rebound. Even if she wasn't able to get it fully to herself, she hung on and able to win the Royals' possession through a jump ball. Extra possessions are everything in this game, especially when you're chasing the game. Looks like the intended target was Van Houwelingen, and she'll get the ball. Looks like the Royals had passed up a good inbound opportunity to get the ball to her, but now we have DeYoung and Van Houwelingen on the wing, guarded closely. Lazenby now drives right, gets past a couple of defenders, flips that one up, and that goes. A fantastic take by Sydney Lazenby. That's 2 points for the Royals. Entry into Williams, though. She kicks that pass out, and maybe Drain didn't see that one coming, but that's over her head. Also have Lila Davis's first action of the game for Mohawk, but well, she's actually made her way to the bench quickly, but you may see her again. Lazenby drives right, looks for Vrugdenhill in the back cut. That shot goes up, almost good, but Vrugdenhill has it again, turns around, another hook shot, and another offensive rebound, almost by Van Ralty. She can't hold on to that one. Now Jenna Griffin with it. Has an open Selena Chung. She'll take a three. Rattles home. Puts the Mohawk lead back to 20. Lazenby into Van Ralty. That's just over her head. There'll be another turnover for the Royals. Jenna Griffin now has Smith on the wing, takes that, and that's nothing but net again on a three. That's back-to-back three-pointers for Mohawk. A 23-point lead now for the Mountaineers, the largest we've seen so far this game by either squad. Vrugdenhill now, nice fake in the post, puts that shot up, and that goes home. A nice fake and spin by Talia Vrugdenhill there to get 2 points to go. She's been operating really well down low tonight. Sydney Drain drives, and a charge called against Sydney Drain. Contact taken by Zoe DeYoung of Redeemer. Great defensive positioning and patience from DeYoung to draw the charge there. We'll have Fox check in for the Mountaineers here with 8 minutes left in this game. Van Houwelingen with the entry. into Van Raalte. She gets the ball back as she cuts to the rim, but a foul on the play will give the ball back to Redeemer. Baseline inbound under the Mohawk net for Redeemer. Got to get the ball in now. Hoagland is the recipient. Takes that one on her left, and that goes. Tough layup by Hoagland there as she steps past pressure and lays that one home with her offhand. Cuts the lead to 19. It's Oliver now in the corner. Thought about a three. Now it's Chung guarded by Van Raalte. Forced left, or forced right, sorry. That one comes hard off the backboard and doesn't go. Van Houwelingen. Now Hoagland. Van Raalte doubled by Vanessa Sophie, and that one's poked out of bounds, but will stay with Redeemer. Again, 2 team fouls for the Mountaineers, but none for the Royals so far. It's been a trend that the Royals have used to help them stay in this game. See if they can capitalize on the extra possessions they're getting. Vrugden Hill looking one way for too long, and Joanna Smith comes over and takes the ball off her. Layup by Fox takes a lot of contact. She'll go to the line. And that's number 8, Megan Fox, the first-year guard from Hamilton. That's our first action of the game. And she hits that first free throw. Lead now 20 again, 66-46. One comes off the right side of the rim, and Zoe DeYoung has that one, and Fox chasing the rebound knocks her over and commits the foul. DeYoung faces pressure as she crosses half court. Fouled again on the pass. And a technical given, I believe. Or no? Yeah, technical foul on number 2, Joanna Smith. This will be a free throw for Zoe DeYoung. And she knocks that one down. And Redeemer will keep possession here, thanks to the technical foul against Mohawk. And an inbound steal from Vanessa Sophie. And a savvy play to take the contact on that layup, checking her shoulder to see if there was a defender on her, and she'll have 2 attempts at some free throws here. Both free throws are good from Vanessa Sophie. Van Raalte met by a couple. The double team as she crosses half court, picks up her dribble. Has to find an option, and Hoagland is there. Top of the key now. That's poked away from her, but a foul And Mohawk in disbelief. They seem to continue to get foul calls against them, and this will be the 5th team foul on Mohawk, which will earn Redeemer a trip to the line. No good from Hoagland on that one. She'll have a second to try and make this second one. And neither able to fall for Abigail Hoagland on that one. Pass to Vanessa Sophie down the left side. She'll take it back out up top to Drain, who shoots a 3. And that one is nothing but net for Sydney Drain. Her second 3-pointer of the second half. 71-47 now for Mohawk. And Abigail Hoagland able to make her way out of that double team and find an open Vrugdenhill, who's fouled on that play. The shot somewhat blocked, somewhat fouled. Mohawk bench still celebrating despite the foul call. Or just, oh no, just an out of bounds call. My apologies, a clean block on that play. Inbound to Venralti. She drives, obliges, takes it with her left hand, and that one's good. Sophia Venralti, she's had herself a great game. Brings the lead to 22. And crossover from Vanessa Sophie, read by Ava Van Houwelingen. She intercepts the pass. Another illegal screen from Talia Vrugdenhill. Whether or not she believes that it should have been called so or not, it will be called an illegal screen and foul against her and ball to Mohawk. Vanessa Sophie catching some contact from that screen and hitting the deck, but she's up and ready to initiate the offense. Picks up her dribble, finds Fox, kicks it to Oliver, puts up a 3. That's short. Van Ralty with the box out and the rebounds. Nice dump off to Van Houwelingen. Into Van Ralty. Nice kick to DeYoung, who was open, but Van Ralty fouled on that play, and she'll have 2 shots at the free throw line. Van Ralty's first is a swish. Just over 5 minutes left in this quarter. Redeemer still trailing by 20 now that free throw goes home for Van Ralty. 2 of 2 in that trip. Sophie finds Dahawi. Gives the ball up back to Sophie. Drives right against Vrugdenhill. They have a switch, but Vrugdenhill will get back to guarding Oliver. She tries to drive right, forces up a shot. That one almost falls, but Vrugdenhill the rebound, turns away from a couple. Keeps the ball with her. Lazenby now finds DeYoung. And that ball passed to the corner for Van Houwelingen and it's just tipped out of bounds by the Mohawk defender. And a timeout called by Mohawk here. Halfway through this fourth quarter. I'll take this opportunity to acknowledge another area of support that the Redeemer Royals have. We'd like to thank Wes Shilstra of Remax Escarpment Realty, the official sponsor of our final score updates this season. Wes is passionate about helping families find their place to call home, and whether you're buying or selling, trust experience and integrity. Trust Wes Shilstra, Remax Escarpment Realty. Thank you, Wes, for your ongoing support of Redeemer Royals Athletics. Both teams make their way back to the floor now. Mohawk knowing they can continue to play good defense and see out this win, but Redeemer needing to get a lot of offense going to bring this one back within reach. But this Mohawk defense has been pressuring the Royals all night, but Talia Rugdenhill spins away from the defense there, and Vinralti on the foul up puts that one home, but may have... Yes, the basket did go. Basket good for Vinralti on the foul up, and she'll have an opportunity to get one more here from the free throw line. And the and one is good from Sophia Vinralti. Converts on the extra free throw. Cuts the lead to 17. Still time for the Royals to make a run at this. Should they be able to turn the tables? It looked like it may have been a travel from Dahawi there, but kicks the ball to Ross on the wing. She misses a three. Now it's Lazenby going the other way. Checks her shoulder to see if she has pressure on her. Kicks that one. She may have had an open lane there, but it eventually finds its way back to Vinralti, who's fouled on the layup. Takes a hit to the head as she goes to the lane. There'll be more free throws for the Royals. Redeemer almost looked like they had given up that offensive opportunity. Lazenby definitely could have attacked the rim and laid that one in, but kicked it to DeYoung, who luckily had her head up and found Vinralti, who's been really utilizing her drives to the lane all night. And a lot of them are on passes that she's receiving in stride, not even taking a dribble, just going up with 2 steps and laying them home. And she's able to get both those to go from the free throw line. Free throw shooting pretty excellent from Redeemer all night. Sophie, entry to Ross. Now to Oliver in the post, kicks it out for Dahawi. Drives left. Could have had an open layup there. Passes it up to Guanzon. Now Sophie at the top of the lane. Drives left, throws that one up. Wanted the contact, doesn't get the call. Lazenby takes this one up. Gives it up to DeYoung, who's met by 2 just as she crosses half court. Should mean there's someone open, but Redeemer unable to capitalize on it. That will look like it was a travel there, but Guanzon may have just used her 2 steps to pick up that pass. But Lazenby now comes the other way, has a layup. Oh, it's stripped away from her. Very good defensive play by Vanessa Sophie there, keeping her arms keeping her arms away from fouling Lazenby on that layup. And it looks like Dahawi caught some contact and fell over on that 3-pointer. No foul called. Van Houwelingen now brings it across half court. That tips away by Ross. She keeps the ball on for Mohawk. Sophie urging her team to slow it down a little bit, regain control, and knock some time off the clock since they have the lead. But a good cut by Rachel Guanzon, and the reverse layup is home for Mohawk. 73-56 now the score. That lead is 17. And another steal by Mohawk. That's Dahawi intercepting the pass from DeYoung. Pass into Kendra Oliver, and she takes contact on that attempted layup and will go to the free throw line. Oliver's first is a miss. And the second is also 0 for 2 from Oliver on that trip to the line. Guan's on with the jumper just inside the key. No good. Vinralti quickly the other way. And a foul call against Redeemer here. As Dahawi hits the deck. Looked like Vinralti was dribbling. Foul may have came from someone else, but a foul called against Redeemer on that play, although they were rushing up the court. Only 2 minutes and 15 seconds now left in this game. Redeemer trails by 17. Guan's on into Oliver. In the corner. Guarded by Vrugdenhill. Spins away, gives it up to Dahawi. And the three-pointer is good from Malik Dahawi. Puts the Mohawk lead back to 20. That was a dangerous play by Mohawk there as they tried to intercept the pass going to Redeemer's player. I'm not sure who it was there on the sideline, but a lot of contact made. And a foul called against Mohawk. And that one goes home for Vinralti, her first of 2 from the line. Vinralti's second. It bounces out. Rebound by Oliver, and she's able to keep it in. It's Lila Davis. Gives it up to her point guard, Vanessa Sophie, the 5th year. She's been a steady presence all night, both defensively and offensively. Kendra Oliver now gets a paint touch, kicks it out. It's tipped away. Back into Mohawk's side of the court. As the shot clock expires for Mohawk. Unable to get a shot off that play. Redeemer will have the ball. Good for Redeemer to be able to force a turnover from Mohawk there, but they're wishing they either maybe had a little bit more time left in the game or a little bit of a closer score. If they were able to fully take advantage of this situation, only a minute and a half left in this one. Still trailing by 16 here. But despite everything that's gone on, a great effort here for the Royals tonight against the reigning provincial champions in the Mohawk Mountaineers. Mohawk has exerted a lot of tough defensive pressure on the Royals, and they've still been able to find lots of good sources of offense, mainly through Vinralti and Vrugdenhill and Lazenby. They've been very, very solid tonight. We'll see if Redeemer can make a run at this lead in the last minute and a half of this game, but so far a great effort in this home opener for this Royal squad, and they'll be happy with this moving forward. Although they would love to take down Mohawk in their own gym. They'll have to climb a little bit of a mountain to do that. It'll be Redeemer ball. Sideline inbound here. Vinralti will take. Screen set. And it's with Zondag at the top of the key. Her defender falls over. And a dribble, unfortunately, called against Daniela Zondag, and possession will go the other way. A little bit of a moment of excitement as Zondag's defender hit the ground, but Redeemer unable to capitalize on that opportunity as they gave the ball away. Have a quick stoppage of play. Looks like we'll get something cleaned up on the floor. Mohawk will be happy to take their offense and set it up slow and eat time off the clock here, make Redeemer chase them, and with Redeemer's aggressive pressure, maybe find some holes in their defense, and looks like they've done so, but a great recovery block by Sofia Van Ralti. She read that one. She's had a number of those all game. Definitely not strange for her to be there blocking a shot, but great effort from her. Acrobatic take from Daniela Zondag doesn't go, and Redeemer won't be able to hold on to Honda possession there. Be Mohawk ball. Redeemer not mounting a press. Happy to sit in their own half and try and force Mohawk into bad shots or turnovers. But it's Guanzon here. Now Sophie with the cutting Guanzon gets the return ball from her point guard and lays that one in easily. She found some open space in the Redeemer key. Return ball to Van Ralti now. Kick to the corner. Zondag drives right. Now Van Houwelingen into Van Ralti. Entry pass to Vrugdenhill. Vrugdenhill gets after that one. De Jong fakes, dribbles off the line, puts up a shot, and she gets a lot of contact on that one. With 2 seconds left on the shot clock, De Jong salvages the possession there for Redeemer, and we'll have a trip to the free throw line. Only a couple of possessions left in this game, as we now have 31 seconds left on the game clock. And Fox coming back into the game for Mountaineers, the first year. Zoe de Jong, also a first year, playing a large amount of this game and starting at point guard. A great sign from a first year player for Redeemer. Well, she misses her first free throw there. And the second is nothing but net from the rookie. Now only a 6-second difference between shot clock and game clock here. Mohawk gets their last offensive chance of the game. Vanessa Sophie thought about a three, instead tries to look for a cutter. Finds Guanzon in the post, and the left-handed hook shot is good. Leaves Redeemer 10 seconds to get down court and make something happen. Van Houwelingen has Van Ralti. That gets away from her, unfortunately. Recovered by Guanzon. And that will do it. The fourth quarter ends, as does the game. 80-58 the score for the visiting Mohawk Mountaineers over the Redeemer Royals. A great effort by the Royals here in their home opener and their season opener to take on the reigning provincial champs. A lot of positives to take on into the rest of the season, but definitely some things that they know can be worked on, and they'll have lots of time to make that happen. And some promising effort from some of their stars and their veteran players, but also some of their first-year players, so good things all around for Redeemer. I'm sure their coach will be happy with that effort, and they'll be rolling into their future games to come. We thank you for joining us on this live stream for our women's basketball home opener here at Redeemer. We will be back shortly for the men's varsity team to also take on the Mohawk Mountaineers shortly. We thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed, and we will see you shortly again soon. Bye-bye.